Welcome to this episode of the GymInformer podcast. I'm Chris Gilbert, your host for this episode, and today our guest is Brian Roberts, the owner of Colosseum Barbell in Massachusetts. This is a fairly brand new powerlifting gym. It's kind of a hybrid gym between a powerlifting gym and a bodybuilding gym. I got a chance to work out there last summer when it was practically brand new, and it was badass. So I'm super excited to talk to Brian about the gym. But before we get started, let me show you some photos I took while I was at the gym. All right, Brian, can you kind of give us a little bit of the evolution? I know the gym's just under a year old, but give us a little bit of evolution from where you were in life to becoming a gym owner.
So I've been in the auto industry for 24 years this year.
Okay, wow.
And that helped me a lot with understanding people. Mm-hmm. I've always had a heart for people and trying to lead, being a leader. I've always been in management. But there was also in the background, the gym, the value of the gym to me. Grew up in the gym. My grandfather was a gym rat when I was growing up. He'd bring me to different places, and he was just the kind of guy that talked to everybody in the room at any given time. Everybody knew his name, and regardless of what his focus was in the gym, he was there and he knew everybody. And I really liked that community aspect. It's a safe place, it's a cool place, and people are all on the same page. So as I evolved, what started to trigger it all for me was the mental health aspect of it. Being an athlete, getting able to scratch that itch after high school. I wasn't going to ever be destined to be a college athlete, other than in my mind. Yeah. But leaving high school, it was kind of like a void was missing, and like an outlet. And then the gym really took over. We didn't lift much in high school because we played basketball, baseball only, but I got into the auto industry at a young age because I ended up having a son at 19 and just ended up raising a family and working out through that time. And fitness, just the gym, the industry evolved and I evolved with it, and it started fulfilling a void in my life.
Well, that's super cool. Yeah, being a veteran, I know that I've talked to a bunch of guys who found like the camaraderie they were missing from active duty in the gym. So I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's always been the goal. Is to build the community. The gym is great. I love every inch of it, but it was always bigger than that. It was always supposed to be bigger than that.
Yeah, that's why I love locally owned gyms, and that's why we started doing this, was to promote locally owned gyms, to have that sort of mentality, not just let's open a business. It's fun to open a business.
Yep.
So yeah, most of the gym owners we talk to, that's the approach they take, and that's why we started doing this.
Good.
So it's pretty much it's a powerlifting gym, but I would call it kind of a hybrid gym because you had such a large section of accessory equipment for, like, you could be a bodybuilder and go in there and work out and be totally fine.
Yeah, I try not to group us even as just like a powerlifting gym, other than just being a club. And with the amount of strongman equipment we have, powerlifting equipment, bodybuilding equipment, cross training equipment, there's always going to be little bits and pieces here and there that can be added, which is all growing into anything, right? But we definitely came out swinging. So like every segment, for somebody that wants to be an athlete in that segment, we provide it.
Oh,
so that was the main goal, and to be able to put on events. We're going to run a tournament, tug of war tournament, team tug of war tournament, and what that's it's stuff like that man, makes it all worth it. Just watching everybody come together. If you're a powerlifter or a bodybuilder or a strongman or a CrossFitter or cross trainer, or you're just Gen Pop type person, everybody embraces everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
It's been incredible to see the relationships that have been built and the people that are crossing over from trying what they didn't have the opportunity to do in another gym.
Right.
They walk in and now they see Atlas stones and sandbags and ollie lifters and power lifters, and they're like, I've never even been around this to even try it. Now they're turning, that you got people competing. It's been amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
From an equipment standpoint, I noticed that on the bodybuilding gym side, almost everything, if not everything, was Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then if I remember correctly, you had a lot of Rogue racks and stuff like that, or was it Elite?
Everything is pretty much Rogue and Arsenal. The way we did, one of the main reasons was I'm not a product snob, but Arsenal, I wanted new equipment. Arsenal was a really great price point. I got in early enough. I had a lot of this equipment for almost a couple years now.
Oh, wow.
It was sitting in storage. And there's between just about when I was ready to open, I was considering opening a second location. So I got a new quote. Hey, if I just took all the Arsenal equipment that I've ordered, what would the new order be? And it was literally 30 to 40% more.
Oh, wow.
And that was like in a year and a half. Right? They were really good to me, and rightfully so. I think they did the right thing. They adjusted, got within market, whatever. But the price point is what did it for me. Custom color, a lot. The newer equipment like the Life Fitness stuff at Atlantis, even the hammer strength stuff. It's really expensive. Prime was on there. I'm not a nostalgia equipment kind of guy. I've always used it all, but I definitely like the aesthetic part of having it all that color. And then with the Rogue equipment, again, I got in at the right time. I ordered my house was outfitted as a commercial gym. My garage, I had a 2-car garage that was outfitted, and I had 20-something pallets sitting in storage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I bought it all at the right time. Wanted to just kind of keep the flow of, the black on the Rogue, and they have high quality equipment, overbuilt high quality equipment, but it's the kind of training we're doing. There's no other equipment that you can get. It just, they monopolize the market. There's a lot of companies that straggle in with pieces here and there, but if you want to outfit your gym in one swoop, you sit on Rogue for hours,
Yeah.
So that's kind of the direction that we took with the ordering, minus oddball stuff.
Yeah. Now, from an organization standpoint, you definitely have it organized, seemingly by the type of lift or the type of lifter.
Yep.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah. So when I saw this location, I saw it kind of unfold as I walked just through the place. Like, as much of a box as it is, it's 12,000 square feet. As much of a box it is, I could just kind of see it unfolding as we did things, and how it ended up really was by like day by day. Like, that was the funnest part. Like, I'm a shoot from the hip guy. Like, what color you want to paint this wall? I don't know. Let's paint this one first. Like, I'm not the Excel spreadsheet guy in this deal. I had to go with my gut and place out in like a 2 and a half, 2 months, because I had all the equipment. So it was
Right.
Get it dropped off, 18 wheels, dropping stuff off, and just starting to build it out.
No, that's awesome.
And the flow's amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool because you definitely had this was like your like powerlifting or strongman area. Yeah. Then over on the side in a completely different room is all of your accessory equipment for your bodybuilders and stuff like that. And then the cardio is in a whole different area. So, but in those areas, it was incredibly well organized.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really nice.
It was important. I was a gym critic growing up. I'd be like, man, if I had my own gym, I'd do this. I mean, who doesn't do it? But still, like, I didn't just take it as complaining. I was this is what I'm going to do. I'm learning from this.
Oh yeah, totally.
I'm learning from what not to do. And I know that I'm never going to allow that to happen. It's an imperfect process, but I learned a lot, and I'm glad that I waited as long as I did to finally pull the trigger, because I learned so much through the years of being in the gym, being around people, the sport, the evolution. I mean, social media has a drastic play in it, and the powerlifting community is through the roof. Mm-hmm. Strongman has developed into it's cool to be shredded and strong. It's not to be 400 pounds to do it.
Right.
And it's been great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, one of the things that impressed me, I was there when the gym was only a few months old.
Yeah.
But one of the things that truly impressed me was how clean it was. And I mean, obviously you've got powerlifters in there with chalk and I mean, a gym like yours could have gotten incredibly messy and jacked up in a few weeks. I was there after it was open for a few months, and like you could have eaten off the floor. Like, it was crystal clean. That was impressive.
It's no different now, and it's not from a lack of people coming in here making a mess. It's really just the culture of people cleaning up after themselves. There's a few heart-to-heart conversations with people. But my staff, who is incredible, your number one job is customer service and making sure this place is clean.
Nice.
There's only so much more you can do when you're here. So
if
you got to put a bar back, clean it and put the bar back. If you got to mop some chalk. Like, it is what it is. And what I preach to is, if you don't do it right now, it's going to end up being worse later.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it tonight, then the guy coming in the morning is going to have to do it, and they're not going to be too happy with you. So it's just been unspoken. So it's been, the place is, I know not everybody gives a crap, but nobody cares about the equipment. You don't need good equipment. You don't need, the place doesn't need to be spotless. It's just the way I'm wired, and some people could look at it as thinking it's too high fashioned or whatever, but like, who doesn't want to come in and have a clean canvas to start?
And it's inviting.
Yeah, and that's why I think we stand out. That's why we have such a diverse community of people, because they come in, they see it, they know how well we take care of it, so it just trickles down and they take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the atmosphere and the equipment to attract your serious lifters, but you've created the clean environment that's not going to turn off somebody who's new to your facility.
Right.
So yeah, that was really great. You talked about culture a couple of times. The gym was, like I said a couple of times, the gym was only a few months old when I was there, but I got a chance to talk to a few of your members that were there lifting the same day I was lifting. I was trying to talk to members and get their feel for the gym, because I'm usually there for one day and they're there every day. And just even in just a few months, like the couple of young guys that I spoke to, like they were like living and dying the gym. Like, this is our place. So, I mean, already in just a few months that they were like, this is our place. So that was pretty impressive. That
I empowered them to feel that. And I think that's important. Like, it's important to let the members feel like they own it. Like, you guys own this place. Like, I used to make jokes when I would go, like, hey, I'm an owner here. I pay the rent.
Right.
In some form or fashion, I'm paying the bills. So there's some requirements that come along with that. Like, I used to make jokes like that. And it didn't matter if they're 18, 17, 60. I made a point to have a personal relationship with every single person that's come in through the door. I listen I make it so they're comfortable enough to tell me how they feel and make them feel at home and make sure that they're comfortable being here. And before I opened, I would make like little announcements just to be like, hey, we got this set up. You want to come work out, but we're painting walls. And like, we just had people just show up.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was great. And a few of those guys are our most loyal members, you know, and I'm just grateful for all of them.
Oh, yeah, that's great. And we always say, at least I always say that, you know, equipment might get someone in your gym, but atmosphere is going to keep them there.
Yeah. 100%.
And it definitely seemed like even in just a short time, you developed a pretty good culture of like a family. And that's why I love locally owned gyms, is that family feel. Mm-hmm. And you definitely seem to have developed that already in less than a year, which is awesome.
I think every gym owner needs to know that, and that's what they should do. And they should be the change. And for everybody that like goes online and wants to chew a member out and say something nasty about screw you guys, I don't need you, I'll kick you out. Like, man, just, you got to be better. You know,
right.
We're responsible for helping that person or those people. And I carry that weight to try to help make people better. And I'd rather see people doing that than just be so quick to puff their chest and be like, you don't like my gym, get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Like, this is, people are like, oh, it's not my therapy, man. That's so corny. It's like, dude, you know, I know my people around me know when I don't work out.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
You know?
Like today was my off day, and I was just in a different setting all day.
Yeah, you're just a little foggier. Like, your mind is, you don't get that endorphin high, and serotonin levels are low, and people around you just know. It doesn't matter if you're a competitor. It doesn't matter what style of training you do. You gotta get your heart rate up. You gotta get your cardio system going, and it's yeah. I mean, the gym means a lot to a lot of people.
Oh, 100%.
We have a responsibility to, like, what you're doing is great.
I appreciate that.
It's a passion that you have.
Yeah.
That the more people that hear it and see it in time, it'll show how serious people are about it. Like, I see how passionate you are about old style equipment and the reviews that you say, and I think that's pretty awesome. And we need more people.
Yeah, I just really hope that we can help more people find gyms like yours and some of the other gyms we've been to, instead of settling for, God forbid, the purple box.
Yeah. And if that's going to be a gym you got to stop at to fulfill your day, then whatever. But
yeah,
that you're not going in there for the relationships and the community and the camaraderie, like you would if you're walking into a gym like mine or Steve Tripp's down in Rhode Island, or I don't know if you've ever talked to Andre over at Barbell 88, but those are like, these guys we're all within an hour.
Okay, yeah, I didn't get to Barbell 88. I just had Steve on the podcast,
yeah, I was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and it's just great to talk because we all come from different walks.
Right.
I'm not a trainer. I'm not a coach. I'm not a competitive athlete. I'm a gym rat guy that knows what people want, and I love competition, and I love building community.
Yeah.
And somebody like Steve, he's a fantastic human being. He's a great coach. He's a great trainer, great athlete. That's what he is. Yeah. Andre's like, who you got to get in touch with, is like one of the sweetest dudes I ever met. Like, this guy, my mom passed last summer just after opening the gym. It was a really tough thing. And this dude came into her wake. Like, there's just so many different things about this community around here.
Oh yeah.
You're not yet at another style gym. It's got to be community focused. It's got to be about the people.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Hope more people find it.
Mm-hmm. So you've been open just under a year, but as you said, like, you have a specific type of personality, and I'm assuming that personality is the type that is never just going to sit still.
No.
So what's next for Colosseum Barbell? Is there going to be a second location? Are you hoping that this location gets bigger? Are you fine with where you are for a little while? And what's next?
Man, I'm like years ahead of my mind, right? This is a big investment, though, and
oh yeah, 100%, yeah.
I did settle on location a little bit. I'm just outside the city. I'm literally probably 15 minutes, what I would say is in the wrong direction. But I always said, if you build it, they'll come. And we built a product that we brought enough people in here to help at least pay the bills. It's not a hobby. We're in business to make money and run a business.
Right.
I do see us moving to whether it's we move or we add on to another one and just make it the powerhouse of what I see it being.
Right.
From recovery to recovery to MMA, jiu-jitsu, like incorporate having an umbrella of all that stuff. More as a convenience factor for people. I mean, you talked to me 15 years ago, I would have sworn I was going to have a barbershop and laundromat inside the gym. Those are the things I always thought about, and I didn't put those to the side yet. I want outdoors. I want softball fields outside. Yeah. I want to have softball all summer. I want to have basketball courts outside. I want people to I want a compound.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I guess I got this far, so some said that it may not have ever happened, but we're here, and who knows, that may happen. But here now, we're still evolving, we've added a ton more equipment since last year. We've moved the 8 stack. We're making some more private spaces. We're adding into cardio and doing some more branding and just making the place better than it can be, which is hard to imagine from when we did it for me. But there's always just something brewing, always something.
That's awesome. Yeah. And your branding's so good. Did you have much hand in that, or?
Yeah. So from day one, I think I had my original logo done in 2010. I have it on a banner as kind of a nostalgic thing. And then I had a buddy of mine just start making up gave him some ideas of how I wanted it to look like. And he put it to the tablet and came up with like our little CBC stuff, some good branding stuff, wanted to have an established logo on. I had a t-shirt made that I waited forever to do. It's a gladiator in battle with a barbell and a kilo plate. Like, that was something I've been waiting for a really long time. And I don't know. I feel like everything. I don't want to say everything's about me. It's just an extension of myself. How I tried to do it, and I've had so many good people helping me and being a part of it along the way. That's just helped a lot of ideas evolve. And I think it's important to have a team of people that are like-minded and want to be involved. And I have that. I have some good people around me and have been just amazing and just helped us become what we are.
That's awesome. So one of the things we like to finish up with is, I know you've had the gym for a year, but obviously you've been thinking about it for over a decade.
Yes, definitely.
And you've been planning it for years. So is there a piece of advice, or is there some advice that you would give to someone who's thinking about opening a gym, or somebody who wants to open a gym in the future?
So I just had some dudes hit me up a couple weeks ago. I did a phone interview with them that they want to open a gym, powerlifting kids out on Boston area. And I think that based on why I opened a gym is you really got to know your why, right? Like it's not just a good idea. It's not because you like to work out. It's not because you want to be a coach. It can't be that. It has to be bigger than that. Your motivation is not going to be money. It's not going to be because you want to get a bunch of clients as a coach, and it's not going to be because you just want to go and get a pump every day and say, "This is my life dream. I get to live at a gym." It's not how it is.
Yeah.
In order for it to be genuinely successful, it's got to be bigger. It's got to be your why. What's going to motivate you? What's going to make you be the best you can be? What's your outlet? How are you going to impact people? That's where you need to be.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I mean. That's what drives me to keep doing this, is just the why. So
yeah, 100%. Nobody could say anything different.
Yeah.
Because if you're just doing something because you're doing it, it's not going to last. Because if you would quit your job in 2 seconds if you could. So your business, you're just going to let fizzle out if you don't have the love to do it.
Right. 100%. So yeah. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing what's next for Colosseum Barbell. I had a great workout there, and it's exciting.
Well, hopefully you come around again, and we'll talk soon.
I'd love to get back up there. There's so many great gyms in your area.
There are.
I'm afraid I missed several. So
it's awesome. We got a good squad.
Bye.
All right. See you, man.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more great content.